everyone, it's your girl Regina coming at you guys with another video. Last week I was in Colorado, so that's why no video. I was visiting my pen pal Ashley. I have been writing to her for about 10 years, and we decided, you know what? Here's to me booking the flight and coming down because I just wanted to get away. And Colorado is one of New York's approved states where I didn't have to quarantine coming back. Either way, I definitely got caught and swabbed 3 days after. I also got my antibodies test because I have a weird suspicion. We're on that at some point. And I got my flu shot because I am going back to work on September 21st. Colorado was a lot of fun. It's a beautiful, beautiful state. But it smells like weed. Colorado is one of those states where weed is legalized. So, if you're into that stuff, that's state for you. It's got beautiful nature. It's got mountains. It's got recreational habits. We went to Lookout Mountain to see part of the state. You can actually look down and see a vast amount of the state. Then my brother dragged me to a gun range. Here's what I'm going to say about it. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but it's not for me. Alright, I'm good. But I know what they sound like. We had amazing food. I got to meet my pen pal, her parents, and her bazillion animals. And let's see what else we did. We went on a trampoline thing, which was fun. We stayed at a couple of Airbnbs. Both of them really good. The one Airbnb kind of screwed the host up. But the next one, it was really nice. I wish I had taken a video of it. It was amazing. We were in Aurora, and we were in Denver. I have a liking for Denver a little bit more because it was more of the city vibes because I'm from the city. And I like the suburban areas, but not as much. Let's see, what else? Yeah, also I do want to let you guys know that along with California and Oregon, part of the state of Colorado is up in flames. So depending on what area you were in, you could literally see the fires, like the smoke. You can smell the ash, and ash was actually raining down on you. So that was scary. And then in other parts of the state, you can just smell plain old weed. I will say, as much as I liked being in Colorado meeting my pen pal, I'm so glad that New York, for the most part, doesn't smell like it. Plus, my brother, he was very happy. He was very happy. Anyway, so, I did a bad thing. You remember that whole, beginning of January, and then every month after I said, I'm going to be on a book buying ban, except for my birthday, Christmas, and Beacon Book Box. Yeah, no, I'm a stone cold liar. I did a bad thing. I saw some irresistible books, and I bought them. It was an accident. I don't know what happened. It just said, pretty. And I did. Some of them are physical copies, and the other are audiobooks. And I'll get into that in just a small little bit. Alrighty, let's get through this mountain here. The first book is I Invited Her In by Adele Parks. I just finished reading this last week. I did a review, and you will see that on Wednesday. Freaking amazing. So good. I give this one 4 out of 5 stars. Go watch the other video. Not right now, because I have other books to get through. But after this one, go watch that one. Next, I have The Perfect Girlfriend by Karen Hamilton. This book is a short little blurb. 2 friends from university that haven't seen each other for nearly 20 years. And basically, how far will you go in order to exact your revenge on a perceived slight? This one is about a girl who wants to be the perfect girlfriend. You've never read a love story as twisted as this. Juliet loves Nate. She will follow him anywhere. She even becomes a flight attendant for his airline so she can keep a closer eye on him. They are meant to be. The fact that Nate broke up with her 6 months ago means nothing, because Juliet has a plan to win him back. She is the perfect girlfriend, and she'll make sure no one stops her from getting exactly what she wants. True love hurts, but Juliet knows it's worth all the pain. I am intrigued. A twisted page turner that should appeal to fans of You by Carolyn Kepnes. These 2 books I got from my pen pal because I gave her a couple of my books. So she figured, it's only fair. Next, it's a bit of a funny story with this one. This one is The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk-Kinnick. I decided that I wanted to listen to it on Audible as well on my plane to Colorado, except the night before I did not sleep a wink, and there was a 7 o'clock flight, so I said, let me pop a sleeping pill, pass out while listening to the audiobook. No, I did not sleep at all. It was bad. No, so I ended up listening to quite a bit, and that's how I knew I wasn't asleep, because I was able to keep up with the audiobook. So, yes, this book has been around for quite a while, actually, unless I'm thinking of another book. Anyways, set in South Carolina in 1964, The Secret Life of Bees tells the story of Lily Owens, whose life has been shaped around the blurred memory of an afternoon her mother was killed. When Lily's fierce-hearted black stand-in mother, Rosaline, insults 3 of the deepest racists in town, Lily decides to spring them both free. They escape to Tiburon, South Carolina, a town that holds a secret to her mother's past. Taken by an eccentric trio of black beekeeping sisters, Lily is introduced to the mesmerizing world of bees and honey, and the Black Madonna. This is a remarkable novel about divine female power, a story that women will share and pass on to their daughters for years to come. Great book. I haven't finished it, but I'm based on Audible on the 6th chapter, and it's only 14 chapters long. Next up, I got this from Costco, by the way. Next up, we have D-Day Girls by Sarah Rose. The spies who armed the resistance sabotaged the Nazis and helped win World War II. This is similar to, not that I've read it this yet, similar to the Alice Network. Women, as you know, were very, very important to the resistance, to the Allies in World War II. And because, they were able to get away with certain things, men just couldn't, Men were fighting at the front lines women were also doing their own bit at home. This history feels more relevant than ever by Louis Koppel. In 1942, the Allies were losing. Germany seemed unstoppable, and every able man in England was on the front lines to set Europe free. To set Europe ablaze. In the words of Winston Churchill, the Special Operations Executive, whose spies were trained in everything from demolition to sharpshooting, was forced to do something unprecedented: recruit women. 39 answered the call, leaving their lives and families to become saboteurs in France. In D-Day Girls, Sarah Rose draws on recently declassified files, diaries, and oral histories to tell the thrilling story of three of those remarkable women. There's Andre Burrell, a scrappy and streetwise Parisian who blew up power lines with the Gestapo, hot on her heels. Odette Sansom, an unhappily married suburban mother who saw the SOE as her ticket out of domestic life and into meaningful adventures. And Lise de Bassac, a fiercely independent member of the French colonial high society and the SOE's unflappable queen. Together, they destroyed train lines, ambushed Nazis, plotted prison breaks, and gathered crucial intelligence, laying the groundwork for the D-Day invasion that proved to be the turning point to the war. This is definitely going on my November list. Definitely 100%. Next up, we have The Paris Wife. I got this in a bookstore in Colorado. This is about Ernest Hemingway's first wife, Hadley Richardson, who is a quiet 28-year-old who has all but given up on love and happiness until she meets Ernest Hemingway. Following a whirlwind courtship and wedding, the pair set off for Paris, where they become the golden couple in a lively and volatile group, the fabled Lost Generation, that includes Gertrude Stein, Ezra Pound, and F. Scott Fitzgerald. Though deeply in love, the Hemingways are ill-prepared for the hard-drinking, fast-living, and free-loving life of jazz-age Paris. As Ernest struggles to find a voice that will earn him a place in history and pours himself into the novel that will become The Sun Also Rises, haven't read that one, Hadley strives to hold on to her sense of self as her roles of wife, friend, and muse become more challenging. Eventually, they find themselves facing the ultimate crisis of their marriage. It is a deception that will lead to the unraveling of everything they fought so hard for. And this is written by Paula McLean. Cool beans. I don't really have much to say about this, but I hope it's good. I have not read Ernest Hemingway. I've tried, but I have not succeeded. That might change. Okay, that's until 2021. These are the final copies, physical copies. I saw this, I said, this has to be mine. The Hobbit series. The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings series. Saw this on Amazon. It is vinyl. And it reminds me of the Holy Bible. in the way it's floppy and how it's hold on, and how it looks. So it has maps in here and pictures. I haven't started it yet, but I plan on it ASAP. I'm going to be listening to this on Audible and try to follow along with this because apparently he's a very dense author. So I'm excited to read this. As you guys know, I am doing the Tolkien Along Challenge where I read one Tolkien book a month, which is the only reason why I agreed to this. And so this is The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I look forward to it. I don't know much about it, except there's a ring that rules all rings. Frodo, Sam, Gandalf, and everyone, they're trying to get to it. Alright, so for the next portion, iBooks was having this little thing called a sale, in which historical fiction novels were $5. And, so I did a thing and bought 9 books. And these are the ones I have. So the first one is Home for Erring and Outcast Girls. This book is about an emotionally raw and resonant story of love, loss, and enduring power of friendship, following the lives of 2 women connected by a home for fallen girls, and inspired by historical events. In turn of the 20th century Texas, the Baritcha, Hope for the Redemption and Protection of Erring Girls, is an unprecedented beacon of hope for young women consigned to the dangerous poverty of the streets by birth, circumstances, or personal tragedy. Built in 1903 on the dusty outskirts of Arlington, a remote dot between Dallas and Fort Worth, red light district. Wait, they have a red light? Wait, what? Texas has a red light district? How did I not know about that? I thought Netherlands was the country with the red light district. Progressive Home bucks public opinion by offering faith, training, and rehabilitation to prostitutes, addicts, unwed mothers, and ruined girls without forcibly separating mothers from children. When Lizzie Bates and Maddie McBride meet there, one sick and abused, but desperately clinging on to her daughter, the other one jilted by the beau who fathered her ailing son. They form a friendship that will see them through unbearable loss, heartbreak, difficult choices, and ultimately divergent paths. Next up, we have Carnegie's Maid. I'll post pictures on the side. And this is by Marie Benedict. Clara Kelly is not who they think she is. She's not the experienced Irish maid who was hired to work in one of Pittsburgh's grandest households. She's a poor farmer's daughter with nowhere to go and nothing in her pockets. But the other woman with the same name has vanished, and pretending to be her just might get Clara some money to send back home. If she can keep up the ruse, that is. Serving as a lady's maid in the household of Andrew Carnegie requires skills she doesn't have, answering to an icy mistress who rules her sons and her domain with an iron fist. What Clara does have is a resolve as strong as the steel Pittsburgh is becoming famous for, coupled with an uncanny understanding of business, and Andrew begins to rely on her. But Clara cannot let her guard down, not even when Andrew becomes something more than an employer. Revealing her past might ruin her future and her family's. Next up is Last Days of Night. And this is set from New York, 1888. Gas lamps still flicker in the city lights, but the miracle of electric light is in its infancy. The person who controls the means to turn night into day will make history and a vast fortune. A young, untested lawyer named Paul Kravitz, fresh out of Columbia Law School, takes a case that seems impossible to win. Paul's client is George Westinghouse, who has been sued by Thomas Edison over $1 billion question. Who invented the light bulb and holds the right to power the country? The case affords Paul entry to the heady world of high society, with glittering parties and Gramercy Park mansions, and the more insidious dealings done behind closed doors. The task facing them is beyond daunting. Edison is a wily, dangerous opponent with vast resources at his disposal. Private spies, newspapers in his pockets, and the backing of J.P. Morgan himself. Yet this unknown lawyer shares with his famous adversary, a compulsion to win at all costs. How will he do it? Alrighty. The rest, I'm not going to give you the I'm not going to give you the one summary for all of them. Next, I have The Girl They Left Behind by Roxanne Maletos. I'll put in a picture of the thing. This is about a young girl who was left behind. She is of Romani descent. No, she is a Romani gypsy who is adopted by another family, and someone from her past comes along. Next we have Belgravia by Julian Fellows. Next we have A Well-Behaved Woman by Therese Ann Fowler. Then we have The Paris Seamstress by Natasha Lester. Then we have Pachinko, which is Japanese, by Min Jin Lee. And then we have Dear Mrs. Bird by A.J. Pierce. And this has been on my list for quite a while to read. I just like the cover of it. And that is all for my million books that I inadvertently bought. So, a couple of them I didn't buy. So I only bought... I've only spent $65 on books. But other than that, that is it for now. I shall see you on Wednesday for the book review. And, yeah, you guys, wherever you are, keep safe. We're not yet out of the woods with the pandemic. For those of you in New York, please be safe. Even though it is less than 1%, it's still too many people. Teachers, wherever you are, just be safe. Students, don't play with your mouse. Parents, be kind to your teachers, please, please, please. They're miserable and they're only trying to survive. They're doing the best that they can. please show a little bit of kindness, empathy, and compassion. And that goes for everyone, alright? I shall see you guys next time. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. I usually make videos every week. But, yeah. Alright, I will see you. Bye.